Hello, peace and love, family, and thank you guys so much for being here with us at Zulu Vision on this evening. I am your host, Glittery Energy, and you might recognize me from our kind of viral moment that we had between Charleston White and Princella that was presented to you through Zulu Vision TV on YouTube. Please check it out if you haven't, which is at this time reached hundreds of thousands of views, and even on some platforms, millions of views. So make sure to please check that out if you haven't at this time. And tonight we are back. As you just saw, we will be having our second town hall meeting on September 20th at the Texas Theater, and I would love to see you there. We have a great panel of guests that we are actually going to be getting to know one of those guests tonight. You're in for a special treat as we will be joined by the smart guy. And we'll be getting to know him just a little bit better before you get to know him as well as all the other panelists on September 20th. So thank you guys so much for being here. I'm Glittery Energy, and we've got some great questions and some great things that we're going to be discussing with the smart guy tonight. Okay. So he's not here yet, which is totally fine. So we'll just give him a second to get logged in, and I'll tell you a little bit more about what we have going on. So the town hall is going to be focused on love and relationships, and different dynamics thereof, with a focus on Black people in love and relationships. So this evening, I want to kind of dig into the opinions and experiences of the smart guy as they pertain to his views on love and relationships between Black people. Such things as monogamy, polygamy, just the whole relationship dynamic between Black men and women, both as romantic and as just, business and friends, and just really just navigating our relationships with one another as Black people. So we're going to get into that on this evening. And on September 20th, we'll be getting into a whole array of those things. As you can see, we have a lot of different types of people on the panel, which is for sure to produce some amazing content and conversation. We will also be discussing, solutions as well. We like to definitely be solution based here over at Tribe Zulu. Once again, shout out to my chief Shaka Zulu and Tribe Zulu. Make sure you are following us on our social media platforms. It's going to be Zulu Vision TV on YouTube. There's a Zulu Vision podcast page on Instagram. Make sure you're keeping up with us because we're going to keep cranking out this amazing content. And I don't want you to miss anything, okay? So please just bear with us as the smart guy will be joining us very soon, and we will be kicking off tonight's interview. I'm so glad to have you guys with us here. Mhm. All right, peace and love, family. Welcome back. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Zulu Vision. I am your host, Glittery Energy, and you may recognize me from our viral moment with Charleston White and Princella. Please make sure you tune into our YouTube channel if you have yet to see that, and that's Zulu Vision TV on YouTube. But tonight you are in for a special treat. As you just saw, we are coming up on our second event on September 20th, the Town Hall meeting, which is going to have a vast array of panelists, each specializing in their own brand of knowledge that they'll be sharing with us in the realm of love and relationships. Tonight, we're going to be getting to know one of those esteemed panel people. He goes by the Smart Guy, and you guys are in for a treat as we will be diving into his viewpoints and experiences and opinions on love and relationships as it pertains to Black people. If you do not know who he is, please make sure you look him up. There is so much content out there telling you about who he is. And of course, we will go over a little bit of that tonight. But I do want to focus on his opinions on other things aside from, how he's grown up, which I want to say, the smart guy, thank you so much for being here with us and sharing space, and how proud I am of you of coming out on the other side of your childhood trauma and just the many things that you have gone through. I'm very proud of you for just bringing so much knowledge and so much understanding to those traumas. And I hope we hear a little bit more about that tonight. So again, thank you so much for being here and sharing space. How you feeling, Peace King?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. Just getting back from Atlanta. Had I did a seminar. I did a sold out show in Atlanta. It was amazing. Um, I'm doing great.
Oh,
I'm doing great.
congratulations.
Yeah. So I'm doing I got another
That's
event.
amazing to hear. That's amazing to hear. You definitely doing your thing right now.
Yeah, for sure. I have another event coming up in Harlem. So I'm promoting the No Labels tour. We live, right? So I'm doing the No Labels tour.
Yes.
My website, nolabelstour.com. Everything's spelled the correct way. Nolabelstour.com. My Instagram is the smart guy underscore smart guy underscore. My number is 917-907-3687. You can call, contact me anytime to talk to Bill or purchase a ticket. But yeah, again, I'm listening.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that. You guys make sure you do support this king as he is doing great work. So, I do want to spend just a little bit of time getting to know you a little bit. Like I said, I know that you are definitely making your rounds and doing your thing. You have an amazing online following, so I'm sure many do know who you are. But just for those who don't, I would love for you to just give a brief introduction, just a little bit about who you are, where you grew up, and how you think the people who are closest to you, how they would describe you.
Well, um, I'm a god. I'm an inventor of math. I'm the decimal creator. Um, I'm the inventor of the pyramids. I'm a boxer. I'm an artist. I'm a musician. I'm a motivational speaker. I am everything pertaining to high vibration. So that's me. And people who know me, people who really know me, they know everything I say to be right and exact. And they also would say that I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to change the position of our people in this realm. And I think it's very, very important that we start having goals and deadlines to change the narrative um, about our people and to change the position and positioning of our people.
Mm. Yes, wonderful. Thank you so much. Something important that you said was mission. And I'm happy you said that word because I was going to ask you about that, your mission, and what is it that you really want people to take away from you after they experience your content, when they come and see you, and what is it that you want people to take away from your messaging?
That you can do everything with the power that is inside of you that stems from your neuromelanin. Also, how you think creates how you feel. How you feel becomes an emotion. That emotion becomes a vibration. That vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you, right? And that our thoughts produce electromagnetic vibrations. Um, when you sit still and you think about something for 3 minutes or more, your body produces a chemical, produces a hormone that is associated with that thought and creates the emotion, creates the vibration, creates the magnet that attracts things to you. That our bodies have built-in pharmacies inside of them, right? Because our body can produce any chemical that they sell
Mm,
behind the counter or over the counter. So we don't need drugs, we don't need enhancers. We have everything coded
mm,
and embedded in our DNA to do whatever we need to do. So, and I also um, want people to know that the time is now. We two 2023, that's a seven. So we're in God's year, right? 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 3 is seven, right? So this is the year of manifestation. This is the
mm,
year of destination. This is the year of destiny. This is the year of reparation. This is the year of elevation. So I'm fully aware of that, and
mm,
I'm going to capitalize off that. And I offer an opportunity to collaborate with me and to capitalize off of this year where we can pretty much do anything.
mhm. 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 Yes, yes, thank you. I'm totally with you on all of that. The power of the mind really determines everything that you experience. So thank you so much for that. And speaking of, your knowledge and everything, I was so surprised to find out that you don't have more than an 8th grade education, but yet you are very, very well spoken. You're very knowledgeable and very well read, which was very impressive to me. The extensive book list that you have consumed, and just the amount of knowledge that you have to give. So how did you go from only having an 8th grade education to now being a wealth of knowledge?
Because I found out that the classification given to me by the Board of Education was not factual, right? You know,
Mm.
no no
Mm-hmm.
school, no system created by the recessives or the colonizers or people who we have allowed to oppress us. They can't define or give a
Mm.
definitive description of my intelligence. There's no aptitude test for neuromelanin. There's no aptitude test for who I am internally. So once I stopped looking out the window and I stopped looking for intellectual validation, then I was able to give myself that validation and start to develop myself, develop my mind, use more of my mind, gain more access to my mind, and then my levels of intelligence increased. And it was increasing in a way that was relevant to just making my life better, right? And academia is just memory skills. You're you know, um,
Mm-hmm.
education, experience, wisdom, and intelligence is two different things. Having a good memory, you can just recite what you read in the textbook, or can you understand and learn life and then apply those lessons that you learn from life and watching nature to your own life. So I was able to 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 increase my
Okay, bear with us, y'all. Looks like you might be having just a little bit of technical difficulty. Let's just give them a moment. Once again, thank you guys so much for being here tonight. If you are not following, make sure you are following us on all our social media platforms. Make sure you are tuning into our YouTube channel, Zulu Vision TV on YouTube, where you can see some of our past content, where you can see current content and future content to come. We have many, many things on the horizon, and I don't want you to miss anything. So make sure you're following us on Instagram as well. The Zulu Vision Podcast has a page, and then from there, you'll be able to find our other pages. Something I also forgot to mention is that the tickets are on sale now for our September 20th show, which Smart Guy will be featured at. So make sure you do cop your tickets if you are in the area. Go ahead and click on our Eventbrite. Go to any one of our Instagram or social media pages. You'll be able to find all the links that you need and the flyers and everything. And don't be afraid to send a love offering if you can't make it, okay? But make sure you are staying on board. So he's back. Welcome back, Smart Guy. Thank
yeah.
you so much. We were just talking a little bit about. Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna give you the floor.
So I was able to. So again, the recipe for increasing intelligence is not looking out the window and looking in the mirror. Stop outsourcing and start insourcing. And when I stopped letting white people place the value on my intelligence because of some type of a grade level rating bullshit system, then I was able to be more in tune with myself. And then when I
Mm,
read stories about the accomplishments of my people and the things we've done, there was no what grade was the Pharaoh in? There was no you know
yes.
what so the people who built the pyramids, like what are we talking about? Like I'm not
Hmm.
I'm so I separated myself from their system, and then I got access to the old system created by my ancestors, my people, and then I started developing my own system for learning and teaching myself. So
Mm,
that was, and I'm being long winded because it's very important to understand the entire context of how I developed my mind, coming from this so-called eighth grade education,
hmm. Hmm.
because the eighth grade education was useless because by design, the Board of Education educates black boys in a way that limits them and doesn't prepare them to live at their maximum potential.
Hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's very important what you're talking about, because we were talking about things like systems and, us not be these systems not being created for us, and yet us being forced into these systems that are kind of almost rigged in a way to put our black men in these types of positions. So I am very, very happy to hear you talk about breaking out of these systems, tapping into ancient ancestral systems and creating your own. These are very, very important things for our people. And I thank you for that. I want to go ahead and take a pivot. As you know, we're going to be talking a little bit about love and relationships. That's what we're here for. what the town hall meeting is going to be based on. And I would love to get to tap into a little bit of your mind as it pertains to that. Now, when I was doing some research on you, I see that you have there was something that you mentioned about three types of love. Could you
Oh,
tell
okay,
us a
okay.
little bit about that?
Okay, did your homework. I love that. Okay, shout out to you. Can you hear me?
I can. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shout out to you for doing your homework. So the
Okay.
first phase. Sorry, you ready? You can hear me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so the
I
first
can hear
phase
you
of
now.
love.
Yep.
Okay, the first phase of love is informative. So when I say phases of love, this is the application that Black women should apply in terms of love. This is how the Black woman should apply her love to her relations, her relationship, and to her man. First phase of love, the first application of love has to be informative. You're informing this man of what do you need, you know, how can he be who he is if he doesn't know, right? Because a man is a protector, provider, maintainer, but that man needs to get his provision from God and not go to the woman what he should go to God for. So you're informing him in a way that is non-confrontational, non-judgmental, not condescending. You're just being informative out the gate. Before there's an argument, before there's a disagreement about who's the breadwinner, who's not the breadwinner, and there's no such thing as a breadwinner because we're not in financial economic competition, right? So she has to understand that she has to inform this
Mm,
man because a woman's role is wisdom and balance. So the first phase of love and the first application of love is informative, right? Second phase of love is unconditional. You have to love that man. A woman is also a nurturer. She's a healer. She's empathetic, right? She's also an empath. You also have psychic fucking powers. So you need to learn how to be loving. And that love for that man, for your man, which should be that Black man, right? That God should be unconditional. That second application, that second phase of love has to be unconditional. You have to love that man for better or worse, up or down. Okay. And then the last phase of love is tough love, which is accountability. But the problem is a lot of our sisters, they use that phase of love first. They lead with the latter first. And you hold them
mm,
accountable, but you didn't set the table for that man to even want to be held accountable. There's no connection, there's no commitment, there's no agreements. You haven't even done anything for that man. You haven't added value to that man. It's not about happy wife, happy life. That rhetoric is toxic. Happy man is God's plan. The man
ooh,
comes first. A happy man is God's plan. The man comes first. And the problem is that woman can't put that man first because she puts her ego first. So she has to destroy. There's a lot of narcissistic Black women. So
mm,
those women need to hold themselves accountable. They don't even like hearing Black women have this switch that's been put in. It's a computer chip that the white man put into their head on the factory lines. That when she reaches accountability, she shuts down. The Black woman ego needs to be destroyed, and she needs to understand that the white man has used her throughout years, throughout history, to destroy the family structure. The greatest soldier in the white man's army is the Black woman. And when the
mm,
Black woman can understand that, then she can start to love her man unconditional. Then she can start to inform her man because she's informed. You can't be blind and try to tell somebody where to go. You see? So that's one of the, I think, the most important things. And then a financial a financial situation does not make that man less of a man because the system has been designed for that man to be financially behind the woman. So that's very important for the Black woman to be informed and knowledgeable and to push that man in his proper place, which is the head of the household, the leader in every area. And she has to fight for that position against the system,
mhm,
right? That's the nurturer. That's the unconditional love. He could be broke as a joke, have a washcloth with no soap, but he's still a man. He's still a God.
mhm, mhm,
He could be asleep. He could be unaware. And just because you gave him fish, but didn't teach him how to fish and got mad when he learned how to fish, doesn't mean you was loving on that man. Because you were enabling him. Because you had a secret hidden agenda to control that man. Because a lot of women be like, oh, I did this for him, I did this. So what? You did that because you wanted to control. Did you build him up? Did you build him up?
mm,
No. you just kept him afloat so you could get out of him what you wanted to get out of him. And when you felt he was useless, you got rid of him.
Mm.
Okay, so black women need to understand the phases, because to answer your question, those three phases of love, which is first is informative, second unconditional, and last is tough. So informative love, unconditional love, then tough love, and in that exact order.
Mm. Strong stuff, brother. I appreciate you so much, and it kind of segues me in right to our next question. So much knowledge was dropped there, and I want to talk to you a little bit about what you were saying about things that the black man may need that you feel they're not getting from the black woman, as well as vice versa. I want to keep it even in the same.
No. Listen, we
So my
can't keep it.
question is, what
No, wait,
are some of the
hold on.
things?
It's not about keeping it even. No. This is one-sided, and it's been one-sided for a long time. So we're trying to get it to where it's even. Right now, it's uneven. So we have to put that woman. That's why I said her ego has to go somewhere. She has to say, no, let's make it about, no, we're going to make it about, let's hold the black woman accountable. This is what she needs to give him. Okay? So, and we talk about, this is
Mm.
why,
And
this is,
you're
and
saying, so you're saying one way.
say it again. Say it again.
So you're saying that only goes one way there. So that right now there's really only needs of the black man that need to be met from the black woman.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 1,000,000%. Because
Okay.
when his needs are met, when his needs are met, he will meet her needs.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it goes. It's organic.
Okay.
But it hasn't been the other way around. Black men have met those needs and still been overlooked, still been shitted on, etc., etc. The black woman needs to put the black man first. Protect the black man at all costs. Love the black man at all costs. Uplift, worship this black man at all costs. You see? Worship this man. Happy man is God's plan. It ain't about you, boo-boo. It's about me. And you don't got me because you think it's about you. You don't have me because you think it's about you. It ain't about you. It's about me. God told you that. Blasphemy. You went against God. I come first. Yes, me. You are a helpmate. Your job is to make me happy. You don't understand that. You don't understand the word submissive because you let the white woman get in your head. See? You let the white woman get in your head. You let the white man get in your head. Right? So now you're a hermaphrodite. You're a white man and white woman trying to find a black man. I don't want you. I don't want you. You're a Frankenstein project. You're a hermaphrodite. You are a white man and a white woman rolled into one, acting like you want a black man. You don't want me. You don't want me. So you need to understand, black women need to understand, black men come first. Y'all got to hold yourself accountable now because the white man been using y'all against us in yourself. So when you can pull your soul out of the hands of that puppet master and finally look up in the sky and see some pale Michael Jackson bleached hands holding your spirit, you can cut the strings loose and say, baby, I'm coming home. I'm coming home, baby. I'm bowing to you. And when you do that, that's a vibration. When you do that, how you think creates how you feel. How you feel becomes an emotion. That emotion becomes a vibration. That vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you. So when you finally submit, you're on the vibration of submission. Now you will attract a man that will value you being submissive, that will not abuse you being submissive, that will make sure you're protected, maintained, and provided for. You see? Because you're playing your position.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I completely understand. Now, what role I hear that you mentioned some, like you quoted some Bible verses, you mentioned God a lot. Can you talk a little bit about what your religious views are, or when you say God, what exactly you mean?
But okay, so that's a touch, so it's tough to talk about that because religion is the thing that creates division, right? So my focus is not on, I understand who I am and I understand who we are, even if some of us don't know who we are. So it's tough to digest. Some of these things are not palpable because we've been taught to eat a different type of food for thought for so many years that the true nourishment of information, we can't even receive it. So if I say you're a god, if I say you're a goddess, if I tell you Jesus walked on water and so can you, because even Peter walked on water, I can do miracles, right? If I told you Jesus was not a man but a mindset, if I told you Jesus never was on a cross, Jesus is a mentality. If I told you that Jesus is not coming, he's already here, because it's the mindset. If I told you that part of the image that you're created in God is the neuromelanin inside your brain, you might be like, what the fuck is this nigga? What he talking about? Oh, no, 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 no. So we got to spoon feed our people. We got to spoon feed our people, because there's a whole fake conscious community. There's a whole group of people who are not even conscious, who claim to be conscious. You can't be conscious and be a homosexual. You can't be conscious and let a man run up in your butt. You can't be conscious and take your tongue and flicker it on another woman. You can't do it. This doesn't happen, right? So we have to remove the poison that's in our culture. So again, when we talk about my viewpoints, I am. That's what my viewpoint is. I am. If you know what I am means, hey man, I'm not here to tell you who you are. You see? So so I'm saying all that to say this.
Yeah.
I believe in God. I believe in God, but I also know that I am a God as well. And God told me that I'm a God. That's in the Bible. That's in scripture, right? If my father is a fish, am I not Nemo? If my mother is a deer, am I not Bambi? If my father is a shark, am I a goldfish? If my father is a God, then who am I? Right? So we have to start moving the middleman between us and God, and we have to establish our relationship with our Father, between us and our Father, without no people in between telling us how we should be receiving God or receiving scripture, because we've been waiting for some white man to come out of the sky when the white man on the ground ain't been doing nothing for us, and ain't no white man came out the sky since, and people been saying Jesus, 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 Jesus for 400 years, and the white man been out here building empires, and we've been looking up the sky praying. Well, I don't want to look at the sky no more. I don't want to do it. I need some of this. I need some of this right now for my people. I need to see black men and black women creating families, creating generational wealth, creating nepotism. You sitting there waiting for Jesus. Jesus is already here. Jesus is a mindset. And then now I'm using the Bible as a way. The Bible is a cookbook. And what am I cooking up? I'm cooking up institutions. I'm cooking up love. I'm cooking up family. The Bible is a how-to. That's it. So I need to get the information from scripture, but create tangible things from the application of scripture in my life now, not waiting for some afterlife. Because I can't knock on nobody's tombstone and say, hey, Mr. Skin and Bones. Hey, Mr. Dust, can you wake the fuck up out of that coffin and tell me what is it like on the other side? I can't do that. So I'm not waiting. I'm not here singing Negro spirituals. I'm like, okay, you told me I'm a God. I'm a God. I'm doing what gods do. I'm going to exercise my dominion I have over earth, which God told me that I have. Peter walked on water. This is in the Bible. Jesus walked on water, so did Peter. But you know what Jesus told Peter? He said, be not afraid and take courage. So I will be fearless and I will be courageous with my application of the new information of me being a God. That's my answer to your question.
Okay. Thank you so much. Once again, I really appreciate you sharing that. So you kind of, once again, kind of touched on some of these things when you talk about, building nepotism and, us coming together and just really tapping into our natural power as Black people. What are your views on things such as polygamy, monogamy? Where do you stand on these things?
I think people put too much emphasis on people's information, like relations. Like there's no you have to find the version of love that is agreeable to the person that you're in love with,
Hmm.
in terms of man and woman.
Mm-hmm.
So anything other than that, am I pro polygamy? Absolutely. I don't think anything's wrong with it. I'm just against homosexuality, right? But So that's just my answer to that. But I feel like I feel like we have to get our friendship phases intact. We have to know how to just coexist, black man and black woman, before we
Mm.
before we start worrying about people ain't even getting married. Everybody talking about, look at me, sisters ain't out here getting married. People ain't. I do not. You ain't hearing no I do. You hearing a lot of I do nots, right? Yeah, there's a lot of I do nots. Yeah, I'm cool. I do not want that. Mm-mm. So we have to get into the healing phase. We have to get into the friendship phase, the friend zone. Yes, friend zone. Black man and black woman being out and learning how to coexist, not argue, not fight, be with each other, love each other. You can't love what you don't understand. The black woman does not understand the black man. She doesn't even know him. So you can't even celebrate them. You just barely you can never celebrate them. You're barely even tolerating them. So what is going on? You have to understand who am I? Who am I? How do you treat me? How do you value me? Who am I? We got to get to that. Black women need to go back to school and get a little more studious. And then you say, okay, now we learn how to have healthy friendships, healthy communication, intimacy, non-sexual intimacy. And then love will take care of the rest. Because it's a vibration. You will bring to you what you are and what you want. But if you don't know what it is that you want, you don't know what you want. I want to be married. No, you do not. You don't even know what love is. You don't even love yourself. So you're not on the frequency or vibration of love. So you're not attracting love because you don't love yourself and you don't even know what love is. So there's a lot more internal work that needs to be done before we keep worrying about marriage. This is the end game. That's dinner. There's lunch and breakfast.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, in the way of solutions, I hear you talk about internal work, going, learning to understand one another, being friends. Another big important thing was non-sexual intimacy. These are all amazing things, and it really makes me happy to hear you talk in a solution-based way, because so often, we are presented with a lot of problems, and we discuss and we go around and round and round about, identifying the problems, but we don't spend as much energy on the solutions. And from your language and the way that you speak, I can tell that you have considered these things and you think about the solutions and you give actual tangible things that you think that we should be doing to better these things, because that is something that's very important to me as a Black woman. I really feel deeply about a lot of the things that you say as far as the state of the Black man in the current state of our relationship with the Black man as Black women. And as a Black woman, it is important for me that we work on that we work on changing that, and that we take the steps that we can take to make it better. Because if not, then what are we really doing here? What are we really here to do? So another question, I want to ask one last question in this arena, and then I want to cross over and talk a little bit about your artistry, because you are an artist and I want to get into that as well. My last question here is about, you mentioned something earlier in the show about how, one of the biggest weapons the white man has is the Black woman. So I want to ask you a little bit about that, about, of our how much of the issues that Black women and men have do you attribute to the outside influences of our society?
Every single one.
Hmm. I think that's important to say, because I just want to make sure that people are clear here, because I don't think that you are necessarily blaming a lot of things on the Black woman. I think you are identifying that there are other powers that be, there are other things that are at play that have affected the Black woman. And I just want to highlight
No,
that.
no, no. Listen, but we gotta stop. Listen, see, black women don't want to be held accountable, and that's the problem. They want to hold us accountable. No, 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 no. See, we don't understand. Like a lot of times, pull over here, because I want to get this point up before we just. I want to get this point up because it's important. Um, okay, so let's be clear. Stop the car. Stop the car. Stop the car. So Black women don't want to be held accountable. That is a problem. That is a problem. They don't want to be held accountable. The black woman ego has to be destroyed. This is the problem. I am blaming black women. Yes, I said it. Yeah, let me say it. Let me address this big funky elephant in the room. Okay? I'm blaming black women for their lack of application of knowledge, due diligence, and being studious. I blame black women for their lack of due diligence. Not all of them, but most of them, especially in our culture. You're being used and you acting like you don't know you're being used. So you don't know it's easier for a black woman to find housing than it is for a black man to find housing. Let's talk about it. You don't know it's easier for a black woman to get employment than a black man. This is the system is designed. You don't know years ago they said if you want to get welfare or get Section 8, you can have it, but the black man can't be in the house. So you got a lot of displaced brothers in broken homes just because. Do you know they got rid of factory jobs? Do you know that black men used to be the head of the household, but why are they not the head of the household? Huh? Do you know that the Willie Lynch, how they programmed the minds of the slave, they made the black woman hyper-masculated and non-dependent on the black man, embarrassed that black man, beat him, sexually sodomized that black man in front of that black woman, so she could not have respect and value for that black man, and then raped her, and then put the fear of God in that black man, and he did nothing, and then so she's been conditioned for years to not want anything to do with a black man out of and other than physicality and sex and breeding. This has been a program for over 400 years that black women have been under. So I'm blaming them. Yes, I blame black women for their ignorance, unawareness, ego, lack of intelligence. Not all, but a lot of them. And they don't want to be held accountable. You will never have a man. You don't want to be held accountable? Cool. So why are we here? Why are we having all these problems? Why is it all these relationship seminars and blah, 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 blah? Black women are the problem. But what is the solution? The solution is wisdom. The solution is knowledge and understanding. The solution is being studious and learning how you're being used. Do you blame the bullet or the bullet hole? What do you blame? Huh? Do you blame the bullet or the bullet hole? No, we're going to blame the bullet hole. We're going, yo, girl, you the bullet. You the bullet. Yeah. So when you understand that, understand blame is not a bad thing. But in order to have a solution, you have to understand the actual problem. You have to understand what the actual problem is and what is the strategy of the enemy in terms of applying the black woman to destroy me and essentially destroy herself in the process. Okay? So again, until black women check their ego and hold themselves accountable and can be held accountable and can hear what I'm saying, I just said that you're being used. So yes, you're the blame. It's not about people here blame and they can't even take it because it's ego. Mm-hmm. If you got 4 tires and your tire and your front right tire needs to be filled up, and in the car, when you drive and the car is leaning this way, what tire do you blame? I'm asking you.
Okay. I'm gonna blame the tire that's flat.
Exactly. Black women are flat tires. Okay?
Okay.
So it's not your fault. See, it's not your fault, but you have to understand where you stand in this game of chess. Mm-hmm. So when you understand, now you can stop being used. You can stop letting that white man poke that hole in the tire. Because I'm driving. The black man is driving. You can stop letting the white man poke that hole in your tire. You can stop saying, no, I love my black man. He ain't no trick. He ain't no I love my black man. Back up. Mm-hmm. See? You can stop the programming, and you can stop programming and conditioning the little black boy, your son, to be less of a man because you don't even know what a man is or value or respect or love a man. You see? And all this information is in the Willie Lynch letter. But how many black women who hate to be held accountable even have ever even read the Willie Lynch letter? How many black women understand neuroscience? How many black women understand child psychology? How many black women understand their role as a woman? They don't. You see? So yes, they are the blame, but they don't have to stay to blame. If you choose not to pay attention to what you're being used as, then you're the blame. I'm single by choice. Yeah, all right, ma. Do you want to hear it? No. Am I going to say it? Hell yeah. Because it needs to be said. And there's some black women who are willing to break their ego. You wasn't given your ego. I mean, you wasn't born with your ego. Your ego was given to you. You wasn't born with this unawareness. It was conditioned into you. So black woman, you can wake up. You can wake up and wake up that goddess inside of you. You can wake up and love the black man. You can wake up and stop being a part of the problem. That was the strategy. Because once they understood, if you get the woman, you get the whole family.
Mm-hmm.
You destroy the woman, that's it. We got him. We got him, baby. Oh, we figured it out. We was going for the nigga stud. Nah, it ain't about the nigga stud. It's about the nigga bitch. You get the nigga bitch. It's over. You see?
Mm-hmm.
So this is why, and these are the conversations that need to be had. Okay? But yeah, I'm listening to the next question.
Yeah, thank you so much. I agree, and I want to thank you for, taking the time to have this conversation because you took the words out of my mouth. I do believe that these are conversations that need to be had, no matter how maybe hard or difficult they may be. I think they are very necessary, and I just want you to know that I hear you, I see you, and I totally understand, and I feel where you're coming from, and I'm thankful to have had this conversation. It was very eye opening for me. Um, and now, how are you doing on time? I do. We are coming up on our hour, but I do want to just like I said, touch a little bit on your artistry if you have the time before we go.
Right, okay.
Okay, so you are an artist. I know you do music. I feel like I've seen you do some like kind of spoken word. You kind of have a very, unique style. Can you just tell us a little bit about your style as an artist? How long you've been doing music and what kind of art you're into?
Um, basically just I think informative, messages with melody, right? I think that's just what this is where I'm at right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just making sure my music is inspiring but not corny, conscious but not corny, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
so trying to find that balance between being entertaining but being informative, because we are
Mm-hmm.
people of rhythm, so we ain't gonna sit here and listen to some preaching shit, but we want the word, but we don't want the word delivered in a certain way,
All right.
so um yeah, so that's that. um and
Mhm.
I don't know, I draw from my life experiences, right? So like this new song I'm working on, the lyrics go like this. I said, we can't take it with us when we gone, so we gotta live life. I know I'm doing wrong, but damn, it feels right. We vibrate on the frequency. Emotions is a magnet. Thoughts manifest. Now you forced to take action. Fail, but fail faster. Endurance is a test. We only learn when we fall. Every no turns to yes. Take a deep breath. Don't become overwhelmed by the stress. Think about what you overcame. The situation will be next. Life is long. Live it. Survive. Move on to the next. I made mistakes. I'm a new man, but God gave me a second chance. No fear, gotta go for mine. The top is only for those who climb. It's a lonely road when you chosen. Never wait to be given roses. Grow your own, stay focused. Your time is approaching. And treat family and friends the same when it's time to judge. Because you can see through water, but not through blood. Never be afraid to fail. We only lose for not trying. And procrastination is another form of dying. Every life has a purpose, but a fish won't climb a tree. Open your eyes and see what you really want to be. Be. So it'd be like, just trying to, put messages in it with the beat, and you know what I mean? And then I talk about my life, my experiences, like, my mom's,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? Motherless child, no support from my mother. Sometimes I wish I would have came from a different pussy, C-section. Even in birth, she didn't push me. Every other week, you got a new man in the house. You got the nerve to point to him like he the
Mm-hmm.
man of the house. And they all want me to call him dad. They all want me to call him. I grew up confused. I got beats. I was black and blue. And you wonder why I'm in school acting a fool. I'm cutting class, picking fights, couldn't follow the rules. Free lunch won't cut it. I'm still hungry. I need food. Hooked up with Daryl. Yeah, I'm selling weed now, mama. I'm making moves. You put a pins woman out, left me in the system. Plus, you ain't called back. That ain't love. What you call that? If you ain't want a son, mama, you should have left me in that ball sack. Two sides to the story, but I ain't having it. Too many demons inside I got to battle with. Whoever trying to play devil's advocate, y'all don't understand how real this is. I was just a kid, 5. Had to look my mama in the eyes, half sleep, half high. You wonder why I'm outside, smoking weed, pistol in my pocket, throwing out gang signs. You a junkie, mama. How you gonna demand respect? I guess you beat me because I look like the man that left. A spitting image of my daddy, huh? That's why you slap me? Can nothing please you? You ain't never. I mean, so that'll be like, I'm just, whatever I go through in my life, I put in my music. Whatever I went through in my life, I put in my music, and then I try to find solutions to the problems I had, and the solutions I gained over time dealing with the problems I had and sharing with my listeners so I could be their wet floor sign in my music and help them avoid pain, struggle, and strife.
Mm, wow. So you accessing healing through your music allows you to help others heal.
Yeah, not no no. Me sharing what I've learned by healing in my music. So I healed before I created the music. So when I share the pain in the music, I share the pain to become relatable, because you cannot open the door of understanding or the listener to be receptive if you're not relatable. So I share my pain to be relatable, and then I give the solution once I create the rapport through the relatability.
Hmm.
You know, like I said, don't think because I'm riding in this truck, I don't know pain. Your present is my past, little homie, we the same. You know?
Definitely. Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, The Smart Guy. This has been an amazing experience and it's been great getting to know you. I feel like we definitely got a clear understanding of who you are, of your knowledge, and about, your viewpoints, and you have a lot to give and a lot to offer. And I'm very impressed with the amount of solutions that you offered here in this conversation, which is a great place that I feel like we need to really dive into, just more of having these conversations as well. Thank you for just being willing to have this conversation here with me, and I'm very thankful that you made the time for us. So I just want to give you these last couple of minutes. If there's anything else that you like to share, please share it with us. If you just tell us once again how to support you, where to find you, and what you got going on coming up next.
Yeah. So wait, what's your Instagram? What's
My
your Instagram?
Instagram is going to be Glitter Energy,
How you spell it?
Glitter NRG,
How you spell it?
Glitte.
Uh-huh.
Glitter,
Mm-hmm.
the letter N, the letter R, the letter G. Did it come
You
up?
got it. I guess you probably gotta follow. You probably gotta follow me. You gotta follow my
Yeah, let me
Instagram
go
so I can
ahead and
follow you
grab you
back.
real quick. I got you.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
All
the
right, I
smart
got
guy
you.
underscore.
All right.
Yeah, THE smart guy underscore. That's my that's my Instagram.
All right.
Yeah, send me. Did you follow me?
All right, I got you. The smart guy underscore. All right, perfect. Yep,
Yeah,
I got
everything's about the correct way. Okay, did you? I'm looking for you now.
and I'll be there on the 20th as well. So I'm excited to be able to meet you in person.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to tap on everybody. I know Sanetta reached out to me too. Wait, did you follow me?
Uh-huh. Yep, I
I'll
followed
be
you.
getting too many.
Mm-hmm.
Send me a DM. Just send me a DM so I can, cause I'm getting too many followers. So I'll be like,
Okay.
yeah. Um.
Okay, definitely. Now, you said you just had a sold out show, and then we know you're going to be a September 20th, but is there any other events you want the people to know about?
Wait, hold on. I want to make sure I secure this. What is it? Do this live. What's the message? Just say, hey, talk show host.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, there you go. You ain't follow me. See, I got you. I just followed you back. So what I want everybody to know is, um, what I want everybody to know is we cannot have solutions until we have a full understanding and overstanding of the actual problem. And to understand the problem requires a lot of uncomfortable conversations and a lot of accountability. um so yeah.
Mm.
And then to reach me, my Instagram is the smart guy underscore, smart guy underscore. It's there in the thing. You can see it, right? The smart guy underscore, right? Wow, look at that. Yeah, look at me. um yeah, right there. Yeah, she's pointing and we're pointing in the same direction. Just go get that guy. Yeah, go get him. He's there. My number is 917-907-3687. Okay? For you people out there, so you don't understand, I'm going to type it in for you guys. It's 917
Mhm.
907 It looks like this. If you guys can see it, it looks like that. 917-907-3687. Okay? Make sure you give me a call. We're changing people's lives. My website is nolabelstour.com. My next event is going to be September 30th. We're going to be at Chase Bank in Harlem. It's going to be amazing. So you guys tune in, okay? I'm going to be in Texas. You tell them again when we're going to be in Texas.
Mhm. Yes.
Thank you. There you
The
go.
Smart Guy
Thank you.
will
Look at
be
that.
in Texas
Look at that. Look
September
at
20th.
black. Look at, yes.
Yep, that's it.
That's it. Wow. Listen, if you guys are so professional
Yeah.
over there, I love your platform. I love how you guys are doing things. Oh, I see you're a singer
Thank
too.
you so much. That means so much.
Can you sing something to me
Hmm.
for now?
Yes, we do have a lot of music.
No, can I get a little riff? Can I get a no? Can I get a little? You know what I mean?
Hello.
Look, I mean, I can hear the skill. There was some nervous jitters. There was some nervous jitters there, but you're good. You're good. You're great.
Yes, we're gonna have to get up in the
You know what I mean?
studio. We're gonna
There was
have to
some nervous.
definitely see what's up. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I'm definitely gonna have a studio book. I'm gonna have a studio booked in Texas, so we're gonna do my song right after the panel.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
I hear the
Cool. Well,
vocals.
thank you so much again, the Smart Guy Space. Yes, sharing knowledge, everything. You guys make sure you tune in September 20th to hear more from the Smart Guy as well as all our other panelists. I don't want to keep you too much longer. I want to say thank you. I know you probably got a lot going on. I see that you made time for us, and I appreciate that. And we look forward to seeing you on the 20th.
For sure. I got a 3 hour drive to get back to New York, so you caught me at the right time. All right, for sure.
Okay,
I'll be
Kings.
in touch, Queen. I'll be in touch.
All right, peace. All right. Thank you so much. Once again, peace and love, family. You have been an amazing audience. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. It was a special treat to get to talk to the Smart Guy. Make sure you are following us on all our social media platforms. You'll be able to rewatch this as well as some of our other content. Go over to our YouTube. It's going to be Zulu Vision TV. Make sure you go over to our Instagram, Zulu Vision the podcast. Just find us on everything. I mean, we're on TikTok. We're everywhere you want us to be. Just look us up, Zulu Vision. Again, shout out to my chief Shaka. Shout out to DJ Genesis. It's going to be an amazing thing. Get your tickets now on Eventbrite. I am your host, Glittery Energy, and this is Zulu Vision. Peace.